So welcome to this video series on aptitude presented by Mentors4ias in association with Bangalore IS Academy and NammaKPSC. So this is an initiative of NammaKPSC to help students to prepare and study from home with the help of YouTube videos, current affairs available on the website, PDF materials for every subject and online tests to track your preparation. So do remember to visit www.nammakpsc.com for more information. So in this particular session, we will be continuing with both science streams. So we will continue to solve a few more problems under the same concept, that is both science streams. So I hope that you've already gone through the previous video of both science streams. If not, you might find it a bit difficult to follow the problems that we'll be solving in this particular session. So it is important that you already go through the previous video. If you've already gone through the previous video, if you've understood the concept, I'm pretty sure you should be able to understand, you should be able to follow and also solve all these problems by yourself. Again, as always, as usual, I request you to please pause the videos, try to solve all these problems by yourself, see how much time you take to solve the problem, then try to see if there's any difference in the way that you are going to solve the problem and the way that I solve the problem. And if my method is better, if I'm going to take less time, my method is going to take less time, you could incorporate it. If your method is going to take less time even when compared to my method, then that is better. Okay, so let us start with the first problem. Now, the first question says a man's speed with the current is 15 kilometers per hour and the speed of the current is 2.5 kilometers per hour. Therefore, what is the man's speed against the current? So what the question is trying to say is, when it says a man's speed with the current is 15 kilometers per hour, it means the downstream speed. Now, what is the downstream speed? Downstream speed is nothing but when the person is rowing the boat, or if it is a motor boat, it is moving along the direction in which the water is also flowing in the stream. Upstream is when the boat is moving in the direction opposite to that of the flow of water in the stream or the river. Therefore, here downstream speed is 15 kilometers per hour. 15 kilometers per hour, where we know that downstream speed is nothing but the sum of the speed of the boat and the speed of the stream. The question further says the speed of the current is 2.5 kilometers per hour, meaning what? S. This S, speed of the stream, is 2.5 kilometers per hour. Then the question further asks, what is the speed of the current? What is the speed of the current? So when what is the man's speed against the current? Meaning what? The question is now asking for what is the upstream speed. So what is this upstream speed? Upstream speed is nothing but the difference between the speed of the boat and the speed of the stream. So we need the speed of the boat and speed of the stream, and then I'm going to subtract the speed of the stream from the speed of the boat. Do I have the value of S? Of course, it is given in the question itself. The value of S, or the speed of the stream, is 2.5 kilometers per hour. What do I need? I need speed of the boat. How do I determine speed of the boat? From this equation. That is your first equation, where it says downstream speed, which is 15 kilometers per hour, is equal to nothing but B plus S. So from this, can I write B plus S, where S is 2.5 is equal to 15? Yes, because D is equal to B plus S. I'm going to take 2.5 to the other side. I get B is equal to 15 minus 2.5, which is nothing but 12.5 kilometers per hour. So now I have the value of B. B is nothing but 12.5 kilometers per hour. So now I'm going to substitute the value for B and S in order to determine the upstream speed, which is nothing but 12.5 minus 2.5, which is equal to 10. Therefore, the upstream speed is nothing but 10 kilometers per hour. It is option C. Now this is actually a very simple question. It is a very straightforward and simple question which everybody should be able to do it. Therefore, it is option C, 10 kilometers per hour. So now let us move over to the next question. Question number 2. Now, this particular question, I actually want you to solve it by yourself. Please pause the video. Please try to solve it. Please check how much time will you take to read the question, understand the question, and when you start off, how much time will you take in order to complete and solve the entire question. Okay. Then I am going to solve it for you. Then see how much time I am going to take in order to complete the entire question, because it is all with respect to understanding the concept of the question. When you understand the concept, you should be able to reduce the amount of time which is taken to solve the question. Okay, so question number 2 says there is a road beside a river. So you have a river which is flowing over here. Okay, and besides the river we have a road. We have a road over here. Two friends start from place A. Okay, two friends start from place A and move to place B. Two friends start from place A and move to place B. They then return to A again, meaning they go from A to B, they go from A to B and then return from B to A back. One of them moves on a cycle at a speed of 12 kilometers per hour. So there's a person, one of them is riding on a bicycle over here from A to B and then returning from B to A at a speed of 12 kilometers per hour, while the other sails on a boat. There's one other friend which is moving from A to B on a boat at a speed of 10 kilometers per hour. Now, if the river flows at the speed of 4 kilometers per hour, which of the two friends will return to place A first? So what is the question saying? There's one friend who is moving from A to B on a bicycle and then he moves back to A. The other person is rowing on a boat. He moves from A to B and once again returns back from B to A via the stream itself by rowing the boat. We have to find out if both of them leave A simultaneously, who will return back from B to A first. Okay, so who is going to take less time to travel from A to B and from B to A? So first, what will we do? First, we will take the cyclist. We'll take the cyclist. Now, what is the question saying? One of them moves on a cycle at a speed of 12 kilometers per hour, meaning the cyclist goes from A to B at 12 kilometers per hour and also he moves back from B to A also at 12 kilometers per hour. Meaning what? The average speed of the cyclist is 12 kilometers per hour. Obviously, right? It is similar. The going and the onward speed and the returning speed is 12 kilometers per hour. Therefore, average speed 2xy into 2xy divided by x plus y. You will get 12 itself. You will get 12 kilometers itself. See here, 12 plus 12 over here. This is nothing but 2 into 12 divided by 24. What is 2 into 12? 24. What is remaining? Nothing but 12 kilometers per hour. Therefore, you don't have to calculate all this. When the speed remains the same, average speed will be 12 kilometers per hour itself. Okay, so now here you can take the arithmetic mean. So the average speed of the cyclist is 12 kilometers per hour. Now consider the boatsman. Now consider the boatsman. Okay. Now the boatsman is rowing on a boat. Then obviously his onward speed is not going to be equal to the returning speed. So if I am going to say from A to B is downstream, from A to B is downstream, then his downstream speed will be what? 10 plus 4, which is equal to 14. However, from B to A will be upstream. Then what will his upstream speed be? It will be 10 minus 4, which is equal to 6 kilometers per hour. 6 kilometers per hour. Distance remains the same. The distance onward and returning journey, the distance remains the same. Therefore, what is the average speed? What is the average speed? Nothing but 2 into du divided by d plus u. What is it? This is nothing but 2 into 14 into 6 divided by 14 plus 6, which is equal to 20. Which is equal to 20. So 2 cancels, you have 10 here, again 2, we have 5, and we have 7. 7 6 are 42 divided by 5. So 5 8 are 40, then you have 2 remaining point, so you have 2 0 20, 5 4 are 20. Therefore, the average speed of the boatsman is what? It is 8.4 kilometers per hour. Now see here, cyclist, what is the average speed? 12 kilometers per hour. Boatsman, what is the average speed? 8.4 kilometers per hour. Meaning what? He travels at a faster speed than the boatsman. If the cyclist travels at a faster speed than the boatsman, who is going to go from A to B and return to A? Obviously, it will be the cyclist. Okay. Now, in order for me to explain this problem, I obviously took more time. But if you are going to solve the same question in your examination, how much time do you think it would require? Not even 20 seconds. As soon as you read the question, you should be able to write average speed of cyclist. What is it? 12 kilometers per hour. Average speed of the boatsman. What is it? 2 into 14 into 6 divided by 14 plus 6. How much time do you think it will take you to get 8.4? 10 seconds? Of course. Maybe it should not be more than 10 seconds. You only have to compare 12 seconds, sorry, 12, you only have to compare 12 kilometers per hour with 8.4 kilometers per hour. And as soon as you compare, you should realize that 12 is greater than 8.4. Therefore, within 20 seconds, you should be able to solve and mark the correct answer. That is option A. The person on the cycle is going to return first before the person on the boat. But once again, in order for you to reduce the amount of time to solve a question, in order for you to do that, you should understand what the question actually wants of you. You might start doing unnecessary calculations, all kinds of calculations for this particular question. Nothing is required. You only have to determine the average speed. Whosever speed is greater, he will return first. But in order for you to reduce the amount of time taken at the exam to solve a question, you should have spent more time practicing and solving more questions before the examination. So to reduce the amount of time at the examination, you have to spend more time before the examination to solve the problems. So I hope you've understood this question, which is very easy, which is very straightforward. It is option A. The person on the cycle returns back first. So now we have moved over to the next question, that is question number 3. Now question number 3 says, a man can row at 7.5 kilometers in still water. Meaning what? B is equal to 7.5 kilometers per hour. If in a river running at 1.5 kilometers per hour, meaning S is 1.5 kilometers per hour, it takes him 50 minutes to row to a place and back. How far is this place? How far is this place? Okay, so obviously he is going from A to B. He goes from A to B. If this A to B is downstream, at what speed is he going? It is D. What is D? D is equal to B plus S. What is B plus S? It is nothing but 7.5 plus 1.5. 7.5 plus 1.5, which is nothing but 9 kilometers per hour. So onward journey or downstream speed is what? 9 kilometers per hour. The same person returns from B to A. At what speed? That is the upstream speed, which is the difference between the speed of the boat and the speed of the stream. What is upstream speed? 7.5 minus 1.5, which is nothing but 6 kilometers per hour, which is nothing but 6 kilometers per hour. Then what is the average speed? Average speed, that is the speed taken to travel from A to B and from B to A. This is nothing but 2 into d into u divided by d plus u, which is equal to 2 into 9 into 16 divided by 9 plus 16, which is 15. 3 5s are 15, 3 2s are 6. So we now have 2 2s are 4, 9 4s are 36 by 5. So the average speed is nothing but 36 divided by 5 kilometers per hour. Please don't divide 36 by 5 and get decimal point, which will nothing but take up more time and also make your life more difficult. Always keep it in fractions, because most of the times it will always cancel out. So we now have average speed. We also have time. What is the time? Time taken is 50 minutes or 50 by 60 hours. This is nothing but 5 by 6 hours. What is the question asking for? Question is asking for the distance between A to B. What do we know? D is equal to nothing but speed into time. D is equal to speed into time. Therefore, what is speed? 36 by 5. Into time. What is time? 5 by 6. 5 and 5 gets cancelled. Here I told you it always gets cancelled out. 6 6 are 36. It is equal to 6 kilometers. Now, as soon as you get 6 kilometers, what would you do? Mark here. But what is the question asking for? Is the question asking for the total distance traveled by the man? Absolutely not. 6 kilometers is the total distance. That is from A to B and from B to A. Total distance is 6 kilometers. What is the question asking for? The question is only asking for the distance between A and B. What is that? Nothing but 6 by 2, which is equal to 3 kilometers. Therefore, the correct answer is not 6 kilometers. Rather, it is 3 kilometers, or it is option B. Therefore, the correct option or answer is option B, that is 3 kilometers. Please don't make silly mistakes. Please always be careful. This is one area where everybody, including me, there are chances of making mistakes, because as soon as we get 6 kilometers, we will mark 6 kilometers. Some persons have the habit of taking 2D here initially itself. So if you have that habit of taking it as 2D, then it is better, so that you get D as nothing but 6 by 2 initially itself, which is equal to 3 kilometers. Okay, so please be careful, don't make such mistakes. So now moving over to the next question, that is question number 4. Now question number 4 says a boat takes 19 hours for traveling downstream from point A to B. From point A to B. So there is point A and there is point B. Okay. So a boat takes 19 hours for traveling downstream from point A to B. This is downstream. From point A to B and coming back to point C midway between A and B. Okay. So we have A and B. Midway, meaning exactly between A and B, we have point C. So now the question is saying a boat takes 19 hours to travel from A to B and to return back to not A but to C. So from A to B and from B to C, the total time taken is 19 hours. The total time taken is 90 hours. Now, if the distance between A to B is D, if I am going to say let the distance between A to B be D, then from B to C, what will be the distance? It will be D by 2. This will also be AC will be D by 2. Therefore, if total time is 19 hours, what is the total distance? What is the total distance? The total distance traveled in 19 hours will be what? D divided by D by 2, which is nothing but D plus 0.5 D. So the total distance traveled is 1.5 D. The total distance which is actually traveled is nothing but 1.5 D. Now, downstream is this side, upstream is this side. So the question further says, if the velocity of the stream is 4 kilometers per hour and the speed of the boat in still water is 14 kilometers per hour. What is the distance between A and B? So now what do we want? We want the value of D. Not the total distance traveled, but the distance between A and B. Now, in order to find distance, we have to obtain the product of speed into time. Speed into time. Now, do we have the total time taken? Yes, we have the total time taken, which is 19 hours. Okay. Now, can I write the total time taken to be the time taken to travel from A to B? Total time is nothing but the time taken to travel from A to B and the time taken to travel from B to C. Correct? The total time is nothing but the time taken to travel from A to B and from B to C. Now, I am going to individually find out what is the time taken to travel here. Now, if I want the time taken to travel from A to B, what is this? Time is nothing but distance divided by speed. Distance is what? D. Divided by speed. What is the speed from A to B? It is downstream speed. What is downstream speed? Downstream speed is nothing but speed of the boat plus speed of the stream, which is equal to 4 plus 14, that is equal to 18 kilometers per hour. Therefore, the time taken to travel from A to B is nothing but 18 kilometers per hour. Similarly, what is the time taken to travel from B to C? This is nothing but 0.5d. B to C is 0.5d divided by the upstream speed. Reverse direction is upstream speed. What is upstream speed? B minus S. The difference between speed of the boat and speed of the stream, which is equal to 14 minus 4, it is equal to 10 kilometers per hour. It is 10 kilometers per hour. So now I am going to substitute total time as 19 hours. The time taken to travel from A to B as D by 18 and the time taken to travel from B to C as 0.5D divided by 10. So what do we have here? Total time is what? 19, which is equal to time taken to travel from A to B, which is D by 18, plus time taken to travel from B to C, which is 0.5D divided by 10. So we now take 10 here and multiply 18 here. What do we get? We get 10D plus 18 into 0.5 is 9D divided by 18 into 10 is 180. I take 180 to the other side, left hand side over here. What am I left with? 19 into 180 is equal to 10 plus 9 is 19D. 19 gets cancelled. D is what? 180 kilometers. D is nothing but 180 kilometers. So the distance between A to B is 180 kilometers, which is option B. The correct answer is 180 kilometers. It is option B over here. So I hope you've understood. You are now getting a hang of how to solve questions when it comes to boats and streams. So now we'll move on to the next question, that is question number 5. Now, question number 5 says, a man can row 9 1 by 3 kilometers in still water. 9 1 by 3 is nothing but 9 is 27. 27 plus 1 is 28. So the speed of the boat is 28 by 3 kilometers per hour. Speed of the boat is 28 by 3 kilometers per hour in still water. And finds that, so the man finds that it takes him thrice as much time to row up than as to row down the same distance in the river. Therefore, what is the speed of the current? So the question is asking for speed of the stream. So the question has given the speed of the boat, which is 28 by 3 kilometers per hour. We have to find out speed of the stream. But the question also says that the man finds out that it takes him thrice as much time to row up than as to row down the same distance in the river. Meaning, if in a river he is going from A to B. Okay. Now, this direction is downstream, this direction is upstream. This direction is upstream. So what he is saying is that if from A to B, he takes time t to travel, from B to A he would take time 3t. Meaning, see, if from A to B downstream, if he takes only 1 hour to cover the same distance, from B to A going upstream, he will take 3 times the time, that is 3 hours. I hope you understood. Now, whenever you get this kind of a question where it says that a man finds out that he takes thrice as much time or twice as much time or 4 times as much as time, I will tell you what to do. Now, everybody knows we always represent upstream speed as u and downstream speed as d. Therefore, I am going to say let the upstream speed be u. Now, if the upstream speed is u, then the downstream speed will be 3u. If the upstream speed is u, then the downstream speed is 3u. Now, see here, how do I get 3u? The question is saying the man finds out that it takes him thrice as much time. If it says thrice as much time, then upstream speed is u. If the upstream speed is u, then the downstream speed will be 3u. If the question had said it takes him twice the speed, then the downstream speed would have been 2u. If the question had said it would take him 4 times the time, then the downstream speed would be 4u. So why am I taking this 3u or this 4u? See here. If t is the time taken to travel downstream, correct? This is the downstream speed. D is the distance traveled from A to B, and capital D is the downstream speed to travel this distance D in time t. Then if he is now traveling upstream covering the same distance, in that upstream speed he will take 3 times the time. He will take 3 times the time. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring this 3 over here. What do I get? T is equal to D divided by 3u. Meaning what? T is equal to D by capital D, which is also equal to D divided by 3u. So can I write D divided by 3u is equal to D divided by capital D? D and D gets cancelled. D is nothing but 3u. Therefore, I'm writing the downstream speed, which is D, is equal to 3u. So if the question ever says twice the time, write it as 2u. If it says 5 times the time, write it as 5u. Okay. So I hope it is now clear. Now, initially in the earlier video, in yesterday's video, I did mention speed of the boat is nothing but half the sum of the downstream speed plus the upstream speed. Yes. See here, D is nothing but B plus S and U is nothing but B minus S. If you take the sum, D plus U is equal to nothing but 2B. S and S gets cancelled. Therefore, B is nothing but half the sum of D plus U. Therefore, speed of the boat is what? Half into D plus U. Where D is what? D is nothing but 3U. B is what? B is nothing but 28 by 3. So now I'm going to substitute B as 28 by 3 is equal to half into D is what? 3U. 3U plus U is nothing but 4U. 2 gets cancelled. 2 here. 14s are 28. Therefore, what is upstream speed? 14 by 3 kilometers per hour. Upstream speed is nothing but 14 by 3 kilometers per hour. What is the question asking for? Question is asking for S. Now, I've also told you if B is equal to half the sum of the speeds, S is nothing but half the difference of the speeds. See, similarly, instead of adding them, if I subtract them, this becomes plus. What do I get? D minus U is equal to 2S. Therefore, S is equal to half of D minus U. D is what? Again, 3U. So, we have half into 3U minus 4U. Here, D is nothing but 3U minus U, which is equal to 2U. 2 and 2 gets cancelled. Therefore, S is what? S is nothing but U, that is upstream speed, which is equal to 14 by 3 itself. So, it is 14 by 3 kilometers per hour. It is 14 by 3 kilometers per hour. Now here if you look at the question, you don't have 14 by 3. So what am I going to do? I'm going to divide 14 by 3. 3 4s are 12, 2. So it is nothing but 4 2 by 3. Therefore the correct answer is option C. It is 4 2 by 3 kilometers per hour. Therefore the correct answer is option C, 4 2 by 3 kilometers per hour. I hope you've understood question number 5. So here we have 3 practice questions. Do try to solve the practice questions. The answers should be posted in the comment section. However, after this video, if it takes time for NammaKPSC handle to post the answers and to post any of the solutions or any other tuner to clear the doubt, at least from next video onwards, I'll try to give the solution in the video itself so that you don't have to wait for the answers to be posted in the comment section. But I'll have to let's see if that is not done, then we can have the solution also along with the video itself. But that should not stop you from finding out the answer. See, you will know the answer is correct when you are able to solve it quickly and you are able to solve it in a particular method. You will know that the answer is correct. Okay, so we have 3 questions here. Please do solve it. If you've understood what we've done today, you should be able to solve these 3 problems over here. Still, if you do have any doubt, please do write to us. I do reply. I do send the answers to the NammaKPSC channel, but again, due to some time constraint, they may not be able to post it conveniently as per your needs or requirement. But that should not stop you from solving more problems. So thank you for watching. Please do follow us for more such videos. Thank you.